while we waiting on this, the copycat group, we're killing it this week. We're already up over 200 pips, and that we still got 2 trades running at the moment. While we're waiting on this, the copycat group, all right. There we go. So we have one loss, but it really isn't a loss because I actually closed out a trade early because I just didn't like the way it was acting. So I decided to just shut it down. So it was only for like 15 pips, nothing at all. But outside of that, we've won all the other trades. And like I said, Miss Jenny have some trades running. It's all right. So now let me try to share my screen. All right. And again, this mouse is really acting wonky, you guys, so I do apologize ahead of time. Okay, there we go. I can see that it's being there. So for those in the CC group, you should be eating good this week. Good morning, everyone. Like I said, we're up over 200 pips so far in closed trades. And then we still have some that's running. I think we have 217 pips in closed trades. All right. Okay. All right. If you guys can see me, hear me, and see my screen, type in number 3 in the box. Okay. So what we're going to do today, we're going to keep this class straight to the point. That's what I'm looking at right here on this pair on the NZD CAD or GCAD, where it's coming right across the top here. Or better yet, as you guys can see how my mouse is just, the moment I started up Zoom, that's what I'm looking at as far as a range for GCAD. See, it wicked up, and came down every single time. Okay, every time it wicks up and comes down. See how my mouse is not cooperating? And as soon as I turn the Zoom off, it's going to work like normal. But as you guys can see here, ooh, okay. So this is what I was looking at as far as that. You can see it's already starting to get salty right here at this spot. So for those who have the simplicity system, you know, you wait for the arrow and stuff like that, but that's the range. That's where I'm looking at. And that's specifically just for GCAD for sales. Okay. Normally I don't call out trades, but I'm just sharing a concept with you guys. Okay. You can already see it softening up. What happens is, remember I told you guys, wait about 30 minutes after the knee-jerk reaction is done, and then you can start finding some great opportunities. Okay, give me a second. Hmm, 17.5. All right, so that's just one that I had an idea about. And you can see it's already starting to fall. It's getting soft. So this is an example. This is just an example of what I was trying to tell you guys about the my new strategy. And the guys, I really want to go through every single pair real quick, but unfortunately, like I said, Zoom has just messed up my mouse. And so, but I just was showing you guys an example of what I would be looking for. It's literally about 34 minutes, so about 30 minutes after a huge news event, like I told you guys. And then I look for opportunities because of knee-jerk reaction. In other words, people overreacted and then they get their common sense back. And that's where it retests levels and those can present some pretty good opportunities for trades. Okay, so that's what I meant by that. Okay, let's see if we see any others. See, ACAD did the same thing, knee-jerk reaction, and it may come back down into a decent level. Checking it from the daily, and you can see here's the daily level right here. So it did jump up, but now that everything is over, hopefully you'll get it to pull back down. And I'm just showing you guys examples of what I was telling you. The reason why I like this to see, and here's what it looks like on the 1 hour time frame. You can see this big old gigantic candle, and now it's starting to soften up. Okay, this is what I meant. So I'm showing you guys live examples of what I was referring to. And then you just set your levels. And when I say set levels, that means just draw a line across. You can just do a horizontal line, or you can do the rectangle, whatever, and, you know, just draw it across and say, okay, going back a little bit, let's just see what it does in this area. Okay. And you can make it as wide as you want or thin. But in that area, basically, every time it comes near or in that area, it comes back out. So if it goes through, okay, you know what, not a big deal. Put a nice little small stop loss on it, 30 to 50 pips. I'm comfortable with a 50 pip stop loss. That's just me. Do what you want, but I like 50 pip stops. It's a decent number that won't break the bank, especially if you're using good risk management. So even if you put it right here, that's like 30 pips up here. So either way it goes, it's up to you. 30 to 50, that's up to you. So stop loss will be up here just in case it wants to retest a level or whatever and then come back down. But that's another example. And again, as you guys can see, my mouse is just terrible when Zoom is happening. I should never have downloaded their quote unquote update. I should have left that alone. All right. So let's see. Any others? See how this just jumped up? This is the dollar, euro dollar. It jumped up, hit the daily range, and now it's slowing down. Okay. And the good news is if these trades don't work out, it's just a small little something. It ain't nothing major. Okay. It's not a biggie. And I meant to show you guys this. Let me show you guys this one. So this trade here was one, it was sitting up really, really pretty for that double bottom right before the news event. It was, as you can see right here, the candle ended up turning red, but right here, it was pushing up, giving that triple bottom. Okay. Giving that triple. It was right here. Let me pull that down because that's not where it was. It was right there. Okay. So therefore, where you can see this blue line, type of 10 if you guys can see this blue line. Oh, good. Rich said he's up 250 pips on GU because he held it since yesterday. Okay. All right. So right here, you can see the boom, 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 boom. And then right here, and you can see this thing had already moved up from this support level, 27, 28 pips. And then news came out and boom. Last week I got. I'm being transparent. I got on a GBP trade. I forgot which one it was. And that's exactly what happened. I didn't realize there was a news event. I missed it or whatever it was. But it was a perfect setup. And you can see as soon as the news event is over, watch this. As soon as the news event is over, it now gets right back to where it originally was supposed to be. Why? Because it was nothing more than a knee-jerk reaction. So the support level where it was already bouncing, and it right before the news, this thing that shot up about 28 pips. Okay. I literally was looking at it and I really was wanting to pull the trigger on my personal portfolio, like, dang, that's a nice setup. But I said, no, let me remain disciplined, because this time, last week, y'all got me because I wasn't paying attention. I must have missed a news event or whatever it was. But this week, I do know that there's a news event, and it was on, I think it was GBP NZD. I don't have last week's history, but that was the one that I got hit. Uh, and I was pissed about it, to be honest, because I knew I was right on the trade. Matter of fact, let me see. It was either GN or GA. It was one of these two. I forgot which one. And then shortly afterwards, the thing went up. Okay. I forgot which one. I think it was this one here, where it just dropped and hit, knocked out, and then went right back up. So my analysis was correct. But what happened was that the news can actually just tear your trade up. And that's what happened last week on one trade. And I was pissed because I knew my analysis was on point. I knew it was right. But again, you can't miss news events. This is why I try to tell you, normally I do a news event video on Sundays for you guys, but I was out of town for Nancy. She said for her Mother's Day gift, she simply wanted to go visit her mother. And I said, okay, so let's do that. But as you can see, this was a very, very key level going all the way back to, when is this? February 29th. This is February 29th. So you can see this is a very important level where there was resistance, and then it turned to resistance, turned support, 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 support. So if it wasn't for news and price started bouncing here, what would you guys have done? Would you have bought or sold? If it wasn't for news, type. What would you guys have done? Okay. Yeah, you guys are right. Yeah, you'll buy. Okay, you'll buy. Of course, that was a good level. And you can see it wicked all the way down, took out everybody's stops, and then did what? Go right back into the level. And that is what happened last week. So oftentimes when we're trading as professional traders, people get upset thinking we're supposed to have 100% win rate every single week. It doesn't happen. This is the one of those same situations that happened to me last week, and people got upset. But as you can see, this is almost the exact same setup that happened on the G pair last week, where all of the support levels was there. Everything was clear. The only thing was that there was a news event or something that popped out that I was unaware of, and boom, it hit us, and then it went right back where it was supposed to be. So these things are going to happen to you. Okay, that's going to happen. This is basically knee-jerk reaction news. Okay, that's all this is knee-jerk reaction news. Okay. So that's why I said I like to wait 30 minutes or so afterwards, and then it becomes a very low risk trade. So if it hits your stop, I don't really care. It was just a low risk trade, no big deal. Okay, I just like to play around with it after the news to see, because most of the time it'll go, it may do a retest, and then it wicks, and then it goes back where it's supposed to be. Let's check the USD pairs. See, here's an example. This is what I mean. See how it wicked all the way down and then snapped back up into a range. Okay. Give me a second. As you guys can see, this mouse is stripping. All right. Come on. Come on. All right. That was the range. That was the level right there. See, it was respected going back this way. And we can even pull it up a little bit. Give me a second. Come on, mouse, cooperate right there. That would be a good level right here. You can see, and I can't make it precise because again, this mouse is not acting accordingly. These, or like they say in church, decent and in order. Yeah, church people, you know how you say things. Act accordingly, decently, and in order. So you can see a wick below that level. It came to the level support. Cool, cool, cool. We see some nice actions right here. Okay. And then what happened? News come out, it wicks, and then it comes right back above that level. Okay. Right back above. Okay. Everybody clear? All right. Now let's go to the Ocean Wave and see if Ocean Wave had called it. For those who have the Ocean Wave, I know you're very happy. Let's go to the G pairs. I'm sorry, yep, there you go. It was called right there. Ocean Wave called it well at several days in advance. EU, let's check EU. Yep, look at there. Who got Ocean Wave and saw these trades? Who got Ocean Wave? If you have Ocean Wave, type of 25. I want you to check it on the 30-minute time frame. Check these out on the 30-minute time frame. Ocean Wave is one of the most accurate trading systems we ever built. Got you, John. He said he uses it on the NAS. And look at that on the NAS. Let's check out the US 30. Wow. 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 Let's check gold, see what it was talking about. Okay. Yep. He called it right here. Called it right here. With 100% buy right there. So if you're going to be trading trends and news events, to be honest with you, the most accurate trading system, in my opinion, would be the Ocean Wave. Look at this. All right, so this is the Euro NZD, that trade that I told you about. Look what happened. Ocean Wave called it beforehand. That's the 15-minute. This is the 30-minute. He called it before the news event. All right, let's check the dollars. Look, USD Swiss. Ocean Wave called it. And let me make it bigger. I'll make it small for myself because I don't like to see. I just like the reason why I scrunch mines up, you guys. The reason why I scrunch mines up is because what happens is all those little candles and stuff, it freaks you out. But if you scrunch it up, then you just simply seeing the flow, which is with the Ocean Wave. All you want to do is just ride the wave. Okay, you just want to ride the wave without distraction. But again, if you're going to trade big news events, now I suggest don't trade them. But if you are going to get into it, you should have the Ocean Wave. Look at this. It predicted it well in advance. Well in advance. I should have called this trading system Nostradamus. Look at this. This is USD CAD. Called it 100%. UJ. Now, UJ, here's what's going on with the UJ. UJ, and let me go to the 15-minute first, see if it called it. Yeah, it fell big. All right, so here's where you would have exited out. If you have the Ocean Wave, you see it turn blue before the news event. Before the news event, it turned neutral blue, which means, okay, change of direction. So even though we didn't get the arrow yet, we did get the change of direction right here that said, okay, hey, time to get out of this thing. Right here on the 30-minute, it did the same thing. So all this money that you made, riding it all the way up into the sunset. Give me a second, my mouse. Give me a second. See how if I make it too big, I can't see everything, but I make it smaller. Now I can see everything. Okay. So right here, you can see this thing, you was riding it for about a week or two in the same direction. And then all of a sudden it turned neutral blue, which means, okay, take your money. Right here, you can see it turn blue right before this news event. Okay. John said it was on NAS, it was on fire all week. Yep. Ocean Wave is the system if you want to really, really just astronomically do well, especially before. Now, here's when I don't use it. Okay. When I don't use it is I stop looking at it around Wednesday. Okay. The reason why is because better yet, you guys tell me why. Why would I stop looking at it on starting Wednesday, late Tuesdays going into Wednesdays? What happens? You got it, Reggie got it first. Reversals. Okay. And so this tells you when to get out, but it's not built to show you reversal setups, such as where the sexy analyst comes in at. So a lot of people who don't have both, this is why. And you say, well, why do you need two systems? Because the market has two different behavioral patterns, actually, typically three. But see, now at the reversal, look at what happened with sexy. Sexy called it. Okay. Sexy knew. I'm sorry, simplicity and sexy together. All right, so now if you look at simplicity and sexy, look at the arrow came in, everything flowed correctly. Okay, on what day did this arrow reversal come in and become accurate? On what day? Come on, simplicity people. What day is this? Wednesday. You got it. So this arrow came in. Yes, it did go down and create some pips, but not enough. Why? Because it was not midweek reversal. But when midweek reversal came in, look what happened. Boom. So that's why you switch over to a different system, because the market has a different behavior. Everybody clear on what I'm saying? Different systems for different behaviors. It's not a one-stop shop because the market ain't a one-stop shop. Everybody clear on what I'm saying? What works in the beginning of the week doesn't always work in the middle of the week. Okay, it's like a half and half. Okay, it's like peanut butter and jelly. They're good when they work together. Okay, but jelly ain't peanut butter, and peanut butter sure ain't jelly. But when you use them together, they make a good sandwich. Can I get an amen on that? Although I don't eat peanut butter, but y'all know what I mean. For those who eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, or like we call it in the hood, them sandwiches. Okay, you eating them sandwiches, them sammies. Okay, so when you understand how the market flows, then you understand why when you try to use one strategy, it works perfectly, and then all of a sudden it doesn't work at all. That's because the market is changing its behavioral pattern. Okay, which is where we get midweek reversals coming in at. Okay, so at that point, you need to switch over and be able to see, okay, where can I spot the midweek reversals? And that's where this stuff came in. Okay. Bougie people using almond butter, Rich. That's funny. All right. So that's all I have for you guys today. Just doing a chart analysis, just looking at things and seeing what popped off. So that you guys can understand, okay, this is what I was looking at. Okay. Now, again, the market is still, having aftershocks and may have some little this and that, but that's pretty much all I'm looking at. Okay. That's all I saw. Any questions for today? Go ahead and raise your hand if you have questions. This is question and answer period. This is your time. Any questions or anything you want me to look at? Anybody? Okay, going once. This is your time. If you have questions, go ahead and raise your hand. If you're on your phone, hit the reaction button, and then it should give you the option to raise your hand. Okay. If you're on your desktop, you should see the raise your hand option. And go ahead and answer and ask your questions. Ask away. Anything you need to know. If not, we'll go ahead and end class. Okay, we got Robert. Give me a second. Let me go ahead and get this mouse to cooperate and unmute you. Go ahead and unmute.
Good morning,
Hi,
sir.
Robert.
Good morning, sir. How you doing?
All right, how are you?
Doing well. Let me see my computer. I have a little bit.
And you're a little muffled. It's hard to hear you.
Can you hear me now?
A little bit better. Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to, I got a copycat system and I'm getting the trades and I know nothing is guaranteed. The probably y'all, I would admit the copycat is guaranteed than me. That's why I bought it. And I want to accumulate approximately roughly about 750 per week.
It's really hard to hear you. Yeah, it's really difficult to hear you.
Okay.
Do you have it on speaker or something?
No. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's a lot better.
Okay. I have a copycat system,
Okay.
and I want to accumulate approximately $750 per week from a copycat by the But I do know that nothing's not guaranteed. I do know that.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to come in like probably start with a half a lot on a
Okay.
probably maybe a $3,000 account. That's what I have that on now. You think that's
On what
possible?
time? How much you have in your account?
It is right now it's 3,200.
On
Three
3,200
thousand two hundred.
and using a half a lot? I wouldn't use that much, to be honest with you, sir. I would use maybe a quarter, 0.25. See, here's the deal. One of the things that when it comes to trading, I know we work towards financial goals, but I'm more of a what if it doesn't work out kind of person. Okay.
Right.
And I'm just being very honest with you. The reason why I'm like that is because quite often the market will do some strange things out of the blue. And therefore, no matter how good you mark up charts, which is why I showed you guys the markup on Euro NZD, because it's reflective of a trade that happened last week against us, that went against us. Everything was perfect. I was like, oh my God, this one's going to be a freaking banger, of a trade. It's going to be a banger. And then news hit it, and all of a sudden I'm pissed. You see what I'm saying?
You understand?
So for me, the best way to survive that, I was upset about that trade, but at the same time, uh, I survived it because I didn't have too much on that trade because I want to reach especially when you're trading prop firm accounts, you want to reach financial numbers, but I can't, the mistake, here's the mistake, sir. Okay. The mistake is we set a time on how fast it should be done.
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
want you to be very, very clear on that. That is where the mistake is. Set the financial goal, but you cannot set how fast it will happen. The reason why things like what happened today can take place and you get slowed down and you end up blowing accounts and blown accounts will actually set you backwards slower than if you would have just set it at a decent pace and went forward, a couple of hiccups and then move forward, a couple of hiccups and move forward. In other words, let me give it to you like this. Have you ever heard that term, two steps forward, one step forward, two steps back?
Yeah.
Okay. And that feels like you're not making progress. Well, in trading, if you manage your money, you can take two steps forward and one step back sometimes. And that's what's going to happen. Some weeks when it's news, it's going two steps forward, one step back. But at least you still got one step forward. So you're still making progress along the way. As long as you manage, the biggest thing about it is managing that money. So for me, with that size of account, I may do a quarter of a lot. I wouldn't do a half though.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, cool, cool. Thank you. That was a great question. Very good question. All right. Drew, go ahead and unmute. If that made sense to everybody, type a 4 in the box. I want to make sure that made sense to everybody, my perspective. And good morning, by the way, to our YouTube family. Thank you guys. You guys are supporting by watching, and we get hundreds and hundreds of views later on from you guys. Thank you very much. So, and also those who can't attend because you're at work or you're on a different part of the world. So we do get those kind of clients, and you come back and watch the class later. So thank you guys. This is why question and answer period is vital. Your question is very important because oftentimes the question that you had, somebody else may have it as well. So don't feel like, I don't want to ask this question. No, I suggest you do, because you could be blessing somebody else through your question. And that question right there that he just asked was a major, 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 major one. Okay, major. Okay. One of the things that kept helping me to not do as well with prop firm accounts was the fact that, and let me explain this. And Drew, I'll get to your hand. Matter of fact, Drew, let me unmute you. Drew, go ahead and unmute whenever you're ready. Oh, yeah, okay. So he's typing a question. Yeah. So I'll actually, don't worry about it. Okay, I'll see your question. So he was asking about all the MT5. Actually, the MT5 indicators for all of these different trading systems have been developed and been ready for a while. We're having a tough time getting them licensed in to function, getting them encrypted. We get them encrypted, double layer encryption, and then we license them. So we're having a difficult time with that process, the encryption process. Um, this is why, again, I know some people like the MT5. I do not like it at all, personally. It works, and some brokers will go with it. I wish they would stick with the MT4. MT4, I know it's, you know, a little antiquated for some people, but sometimes, just like what's happening with my mouse, every time the moment I turn Zoom on, oh, it's supposed to be all this new stuff and bougie, and guess what? Now, in order for me to turn on the YouTube family, I got to stop sharing my screen, and then my mouse ain't working. So all updates ain't good updates. Okay. So when they updated to from the MT4 to MT5, terrible. Terrible. The only thing I like about the MT5 is the mobile version where you can now slide the take profit and stop loss with your finger. You ain't got to figure out the numbers and type them in. You can enter your trade and then tap on where you enter, and they have a little bar to move it. That's the only thing I like. Outside of that, it's terrible. The MT5 desktop, it's terrible. Absolutely terrible. You go to the daily time frame, it gets stuck. You can't even see all the candles. They stuck over here. So I still got to go back to the MT4 to be able to do business on the MT. It's just terrible. I mean, how could you even thought to release some junk like that? But anyway, yes, they're all ready. Okay, but we're just waiting on that process. All right. So anyway, that's that. Thanks, Drew, for your question. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. That and is there any other questions for me for today? But let me get back to what I was going to say real quick about this prop firm trading. When you're trading prop firm accounts, in fact, one of the prop firm accounts, I'm actually testing the strategy on the prop firm account. And you say, well, why would you use a prop firm account to do it? Well, because it's natural. Okay, instead of putting money into a live account to trade, because when I develop trading systems, I can test them out on demo. But as some of you guys know, the the way some brokers function, not many like they used to, but way some brokers function, when you're trading on the demo account, they give a little more leeway. But then you go into a live account, and then they just, and it's only a few brokers now, which is why the MT4 and MT5 people, the meta quotes, they started kicking some brokers out. And I get that. They're like, no, y'all shady, and we don't, you bringing our name down at this point. And so they like, yeah, we're going to lose business, but at least we keep a good reputation. So that's kind of, I respect that. I get it. So you really ain't going to see too much of that no more. And the same thing with prop firms. A lot of the prop firms that were not legitimate, you see them falling by the wayside, left and right, left and right. So at the end of the day, the legitimate ones will be left standing, that has credibility and do things with integrity. Okay. So the point was that when I'm using prop firm accounts, I'm using OPM. Don't ever forget this term. Investors know this like the back of their hands. Give you an example. Robert Kiyosaki, I seen some people trying to make fun of him, saying, oh yeah, he talking about how rich he is, but he got over $1 billion worth of debt or something like that. I forgot what it was. Well, yeah, the man is smart. Okay. Yeah, the man is smart. He's using other people's money to make money. Okay, he's not using his own money. He ain't putting his own money up. He's an OPM. In other words, if you bought a house, unless you had wealth, you got a mortgage. Why? Because you're using the bank's money, other people's money. Where did the bank get the money from? From other people who put deposits into the bank. So everybody and their mama's using other people's money. If you have to use a credit card, if you ever use a credit card to go buy something, guess what you just did? OPM, you just used other people's money. It wasn't your money. You do have to pay it back at a small percentage, but guess what? You just borrowed somebody else's money. Does that make sense? Type of 25 if that makes sense. Nothing wrong with OPM. Smart investors do it all the time. Why use my own capital? I would use your money to make me money. Now, if you using other people's money, but you don't know how to make money off of it, and you just use it, then that's called being in debt. That's where it's bad debt. Okay. Warren Buffett talks about good debt and bad debt. Okay. Good debt is where I can borrow 25,000, but I put it over here and it's going to make me 100,000. Okay. If it makes me 100,000 off your 25,000, then guess what? I will give you back your 25,000 with a little small percentage. Okay. Maybe give you back 30,000. You get 5 racks off of me, 5 G's in return. But now I walked away with what? Okay. $70,000 profit. See, your money made me money. Most regular people and poor people, they get debt from somebody else, they borrow money, but they don't know how to flip it to make it work for them. So therefore it becomes a deficit instead of an asset to them. In other words, it works against you instead of for you. Why? Because the rich person, which is what makes them rich, is their simple thinking process. It's before I borrow $1, do I have a way of making this money flip and double up or triple up for me? And then I give them back what they want. That's the only difference between poor people and rich people. It's their thinking process. Type of 100 if y'all hear what I'm saying. Okay, I want to make sure y'all hear me. I used to own a lot of real estate properties all across different parts of the USA. Apartments, condos, houses, duplexes, I did it all. And I always borrow money from the bank. Why? Your money gonna make me money. And then when I get this property, I use this property to go back to the bank and say, okay, see, I've generated wealth and I can afford to get more. And they say, okay, well, here's more money. And I will go out and get another one and then do the same, rinse and repeat. And some properties I rented out, some properties I flipped. But either way it goes, it was always a balancing act between how much can I get from you and how much can I make off of it. Do you understand that? Okay. So it's no different with a prop firm. Yes, if I need to test out some strategies or an idea because I know how to manage my risk without blowing the account, I'm using their money to actually develop and figure out some trading strategies that I want to may build another system off of. Why put my own personal money into the account? Okay. If you gonna let me play with $100,000 and all it cost me was a couple of $100, then let me play with your money. If the worst case scenario, okay, I'm out a couple of $100, not 100,000. Because 100 was on your end, not mine. I can walk away, start fresh again, new account. But I don't even have to do that as long as I'm managing the money. So guess what? I can play with the same account forever. They're not in the rush. And let me explain what happened, and we'll close with this. Here's where the problem had came in with prop firms as well. When they initially came out, they had this, you had a time limit to pass the challenge. Okay. That's where they were getting a lot of people. That was just they was getting folk. Okay. And why was that important? Because it also fed into the problem that most retail traders have, which is trying to get somewhere too fast. So you automatically were pretty much set up to fail. Why? Because it was feeding into your one weakness in the first place. We're all trying to get somewhere way too fast. We're trying to reach financial goals way too fast. And therefore the prop firms was feeding into that mindset. Okay. So they'll say, okay, yeah, we go ahead and take this challenge. You got 30 days to pass it. Well, in your head, realistically, you was like, I'm going to try to pass it in 2 trades. So do you see how it automatically fed into over leveraging on the trade? Type of yes if y'all understand that. It automatically fed into it. You are already thinking that, and the prop firms have set it up to be like that. So both of y'all worked hand in hand for your demise. Sorry to say it like that, but that was the truth. They both worked hand in hand. You were already greedy and in a hurry, and then they set it up for you to hurry up and get this thing done, knowing full well the average retail trader don't have a track record of success. And then on top of that, they are always trying to do things too quick, too greedy. And so they set it up like that, and they were just making hand over fist money. That's how they were doing it. Great business model to feed off the weakness of the people. It was great. They made a lot of money. But then a lot of them said, okay, we're going to remove the time limits. Problem is, they removed the time limits, but in your head, you still have a time limit. I need to quit my job. I need to do this, that, and that's not the appropriate thing to do. Yes, you may have a goal, which they set for you as well. Hey, you have to make, if you have $100,000 account, it's typically 10%. Okay, you have to make $10,000 profit on this $100,000 account. And then it can, once you do that, then you can go ahead and start trading a live account. Okay. Now, by the time limits being removed, for me, I'm not in any rush. I ain't tripping. So long as I've just managed the money, like I showed you guys many times before, as long as I'm managing the money, then guess what? I can lose a bunch of trades while I'm testing out strategies and never get close to the daily limit of being able to hit that, get blown out. Because it's not about how many trades I'm winning and losing at that point. It's about what? Type. What is it about? How can I use their money to test strategies and still not blow and get kicked out by them? What am I doing? What is it really about for me? Anybody? Okay. Derek said consistent. Okay. That's a good one too. But I'm looking for something specific. Keep going. Ooh, we got a thundercloud. God trying to talk to us and tell us, here's the answer. Anybody else? Management. There you go, Derek. You got it. Management. Risk management. That's all it's about. Risk management. If that's all it's about, I can keep this same account going because I don't have a time restriction to pass. So it's risk management. That's the whole thing. You can lose a bunch of trades, but as long as you're managing that risk, it ain't no big deal. Like for an example, last week, man, we got hit with that big trade. That was the only big trade that we lost some trades, but I think that was the largest one. Because like I told you guys, I've used an average 50 pip stop. So yeah, that got hit, and I was planning on, I was like, oh my God, this is just the best setup ever. And look what happened. And we had a duplicate of that same thing this week on the Euro NZD. Okay. And look what happened. Look at that wick. Came all the way down and then came right back into the level. Let me show y'all. Hold on. Sorry. See? Same thing. Wicked all the way down and came right back into that level. See? That's the exact same thing last week. Wasn't happy about that, but how do you survive? Manage the risk. It's all about risk management. Risk management. You can do anything with an account. You can make that. Listen, let me leave you guys with this thought process, okay? Because I trade in the markets, when I go to Vegas or places like that, I go down there for shows and entertainment. I like walking the strip and, I like being out and about. Okay. I like it. So I've been to Vegas many, many times, many times. Okay. But the one thing about Vegas that don't entertain me is gambling. I know a lot of people go to Vegas for gambling. I go and enjoy everything but gambling, because I do this for a living. We all doing it. This is gambling, basically. It really is. It's just strategic gambling, but don't be fooled. It is gambling, okay? Because it's taking a risk on the unknown, on the future unknown. When you take a trade, you're basically saying, I with all of my analysis, I'm anticipating a future move in this direction. In other words, what you're trying to do is be a full-time Nostradamus in the markets. You're trying to be a person who predicts. And that's what this trading is. Trading is predicting. Okay, you're trying to be Nostradamus, and I don't care if you're trading futures. I don't care if you're trading crypto, whether you're trading Forex or stocks, bonds. I don't care. It's all the same thing. You're trading, trying to be a Nostradamus to look into the future and say, okay, I believe you're going to go here, which is why Ocean Wave, in my opinion, is the best trading system if you're going to be that way. Okay, it predicts the best of the best. Okay, so that's why I said I should have named it Nostradamus. But anyway, that's a different point. So the point is that the reason why Vegas does not entertain me as far as for gambling is because I do it for a living. So it's not entertainment to me. However, if you have ever went to, a Hard Rock casino with a friend, or you went to any casino at any given time, and I know, the Lord don't like it. I know you religious, but guess what? You done shook a little something before. Okay. Okay, don't. Okay, just saying with the story. Here's what I'm talking about. Have you ever went to one of those casinos with a friend And one person went in, and y'all all told me, yeah, I brought, how much you got? I brought this amount of money with me. I brought that amount of money with me. And we gonna have a good time. Okay. We gonna have a good time. But not everybody had a good time. You know why? Because you got that one person, that one family member, or you got that one friend, and guess what they do? Matter of fact, truth is, we did this happened last year. We went on a family cruise, and we're going on another one in July. This literally happened. One of the family members, and I told her, I said, don't gamble on the cruise. It ain't like, man, they just an avid gambler. They love going to the casinos. But I said, don't do it on this casino. Don't do it. Don't fool with this boat. We're on a cruise. Don't fool with them. Because guess what? This boat, they don't pay out like that. Okay? They don't. They don't pay out. Guess what? This person got on the cruise almost the first day. Guess what they did? Blew their pockets empty. So all the excursion money, all you know, when you get onto the island to go shopping and all that, they gave all that money to the casino. What did they technically do if we were in a trading account? What did they do? Yep, we are. Okay. What if that person was trading, what did they technically do? Any takers? There you go, Rich. There y'all go. Thank you, Liz. There you go. There you go, Charlie. You got it. They blew their account. So she came on the cruise. We're gonna be on this cruise for several days, and you already looking sad and miserable because you blew your pockets up. You blew your account on the first, and I told you don't sit your tailbone down there fooling around with this cruise on the casinos. But you didn't listen. Now you got another person who can go to that same casino, and let's just say both of them have $3,000. One person take their whole $3,000 and blow it on day one. Now they're looking stupid and miserable for the rest of the cruise. Okay. You want to go on excursions and family adventures on the islands when they hit a certain island, but guess what? Unfortunately, you the one person who can't come. Why? Because you had blown your account. You ain't got nothing left. So you the one person gonna stay on the boat while everybody else is on the island. Now everybody trying to have a good time, but they still think about your sad behind on. I wish so and so was here. Yeah, ain't that something? But they couldn't afford to go. Why? Because they didn't manage their money. Now you got cousin number two who's very frugal. So that person also went to the casino. They heard Uncle P say, "Don't you do it? They gonna take your money." And cousin number two said, "Oh, it's all good. I ain't gonna use all my money. Basically, I brought only $500 and I still got $2,500 up in my room." So whether they won or lost, they $500 gone. They leave the casino. Are they still able to go on the trips and excursions with us? Are they able to go shopping on the islands with us? Yes or no? Okay. Yes or no? Cousin number two only spent $500 of the 3,000. Can they go with us? Yes, of course they can go. They still got $2,500 up in their room. Cousin number one can't go because they spent all $3,000 on the first day at the casino and blew it. Cousin number two managed their money. And so cousin number two only spent $500 of the $33,000 they had. So if you lose $500, you still got $2,500 left. So who was the wise one? Cousin number one or cousin number two? Cousin number two was. Are you cousin number one or are you cousin number two? Which one are you? Y'all see what I'm saying? Are you cousin number one or are you cousin number two? And that is the problem. It is not trading. You can have a bad trading week and still have money left in your account to trade for next week. You can have a couple of bad trades in a row and still come back. Let me be honest with you guys, and then we'll take iPhone's hand and we're done. Let me be honest with you guys. I'm a part of several different groups. Okay. I'm a part of several different groups out there. And some of these people, which I just partook. Whoa, I meant to tell you guys something cool. I'm not going to do it. I thought about it because this is the one time I was like, man, that is so cool. But prop firm match that you guys heard about, prop firm match, they actually reached out to me. They wanted to partner with me. They wanted me to do some work with them. And I was like, that's so cool. But then I thought of it, now let me leave it alone. Let me stick to what I said from day one. I don't look at this. Look at this. Oh, Lord have mercy. Sorry, you guys. Hold on. At the exact same level that I said, let me go in here, 30-minute time frame. Look at that. Look at that. Exactly what I said it was going to do. And this is what pissed me off last week. All right, let me make this bigger so y'all can see this. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm so sorry about my mouse not cooperating. It ain't cooperating. All right, let me just do this for us on the line. Sorry. Remember I told y'all this level? Didn't I show y'all this level? Right here in class. Type a yes if I showed y'all this level. I said, here's what's the level. So you can see it. Strong support, strong support, strong support. Come over here. Strong support, strong support. Look at this. Watch this. Come on, mouse. Come on. Strong support. What happened? News event. Then when the news event is over, what happened? It became what? Strong support. And what do you see? It what you see? See? And these be the traits that piss you off because you like, dang it. Now, most of these, if I can catch the news event and I knew about it, then I don't trade. I'll just say, you know what, I wait. But last week, like I said, this one was almost to the T, the exact same thing. And people got upset with me, but you can be upset with me. That's all good. But it doesn't negate the fact that I didn't know there was a news event, but this is exactly what happened. So technically, was the analysis correct? I was 100% correct on my analysis. It was just that I didn't know that this wick was going to happen. Look how hard it wicked down, wicked all the way down, and then came right back up. Why they wick so hard? Because they want to make sure they're gathering up all the money. They used the news event to wick down, get all the money. We wanted all the money. Hold on, let me show y'all this. Let's see how big this wick was. Come on, mouse. Ooh, Lord, I can't. I might have to stop using Zoom. So that one was about a 40 pip wick. Okay, about a 40 pip wick. And look what's going on right now as we speak. Came right back into structure, and you see it taking off. Voila. 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 Amazing. I got distracted. Sorry, y'all. I was looking at it. Wow. Freaking amazing. Let me get iPhone and then be done. All right, iPhone, go ahead and unmute. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead. Hi.
Hey, hey, how you doing?
All right.
This Kevin. I just want to ask you a question about the prop firm. What do you suggest on like $50,000 account for the for your lot size?
You said on a $6,000 account?
Oh, 50K, 50K.
Oh, on 50K. 50K. Like I said, here's the deal. My simple rule of thumb, and you guys can do what you want. My simple rule of thumb, especially when I'm using the prop firm account, whatever the account is, because realistically, I don't consider the 50K at all. I don't care. That looks good and sound good, but truth be told, what is your daily drawdown limit? Typically, it's about 5% of that, so that would only be around what, 2,500 or 5,000, whatever. If it's 10%, it's 5. So half of that would be $2,500 daily drawdown limit. Okay, so that tech means that you only have up to $2,500 a day to play with. Does that make sense?
Yes. Okay. I need to know that.
Okay, so here's the point, which is what I was trying to tell Robert. Okay, here's the deal. So if you really don't have a $50,000 account and then in order, and when I'm reading that for anybody who's about to get into prop firm challenges, you can have $100,000 account, $50,000 account, whatever, but their daily limit, if you go past that, you've blown the account. So for me personally, I'm always looking at that number, okay, to protect it. So the simplest mathematical formula for me is if I have $100,000 account, I will use one standard lot. If I have a 50K account, I will use a half a lot. If I have a $25,000 account, I'll use a 0.25 account. And just keeping that math just as simple to match the number. And you basically, when you put in your, even if you use a 50 pip stop loss, which is very comfortable. Look at this freaking trade, bro. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm distracted. I'm sorry. Because this was the trade I was taking right before the news event. Look at what it's doing, y'all. In front of your eyes. Did I not tell you guys? Oh my God. Look at there. Look at there. The exact same setup as last week. Oh, I'm so upset about that. But anyway, getting back to you, sir. So the simple number is that. So if you got a $250,000 account, you know, you can do the same thing, whatever, because realistically, the numbers look big on what the size of the account they're giving you. But truth be told, the only thing they're paying attention to, which is going to keep you in the game or get you out, is your daily drawdown limit. So if you go past that daily drawdown limit, you're out. So that's where the catch 22 is, which is I'm advertising you got this much, but technically you only got this much. Okay. That makes sense?
Okay. Yeah, hey, P, and for your daily drawdown, do you look at? I remember you saying something about the threshold or something. Do I look at that to see how much
Yes.
I got? Okay.
Yes, that's your threshold. So they name it different things, but it's all the same thing. So I'm looking at the words. Give it to you like this. You buy $1 million, and this happened back when during the market crash, the real estate market crash. Okay, so here's what happened. During the market crash, people were getting loans for $500,000 homes and this and that, but they realistically could only afford something that was around $100,000. So you're getting a $5,000 home loan because they gave you a $500,000 loan. They were just talking about like candy. No doc loans. You just anybody can get a house. You get $1 million house, knowing full well you couldn't even pay your rent, right? But they giving the houses out, right? So the point is that what they gave you versus what you could actually afford were two different things. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
And when the bill came due, this and the market couldn't handle it, this is where the real estate crash came from. You had too many people out there owning something that they really couldn't afford. Well, it's the same thing with prop firm accounts. You may have a $100,000 account, you may have a $50,000 account, but that daily drawdown limit says if you go past this we're gonna repossess. We're gonna repossess. Thank you for doing business. So basically, that we showed you had 50,000. You started trading like you had 50,000, but if the trade goes against you, you really only had 2,500. Thank you very much. You can go for the retest. That's the con job.
Yeah, I got you. Yes, yes.
Is that making sense?
Yes, sir. And one more question. I know it's gonna sound crazy. We've asked this many times, though, but do you on the ocean wave? Do you just wait on the? Do you normally just wait on the scans to check to check pairs, or do you go on your own and just check pairs when it's ocean wave time?
Yeah, you can do both. Me, typically, I'm only typically when I'm looking at the charts anyway, it's going to be between after Asian session around 9:30 anyway, especially with the ocean wave. That's the time that I'm going to be looking because a lot of pullbacks happen and this and that. Fake moves against the trend is going to happen, and then they finish it up around that time. So that's when I typically start looking to enter trades.
Okay. And one more thing. I enjoyed your interview with Miss Jenny. I had ran across it this weekend because I didn't get no news because you were doing your Mother's Day thing. But I really enjoyed it. My first time seeing it. I wish you would probably do maybe a recent one. A recent. I think that was like 6 years ago. I'm just interested in what they got to say. Her and Dr. Evans, and I did enjoy Dr. Evans' video too also.
Okay. About it. I
I
think,
just enjoyed that.
yeah. I understand. Yeah, cool. All right.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. All right, you guys. I think this was a very good class, and thank you for your questions. And yeah, let me think about that. I haven't really done interview stuff in a long time. I've been primarily just on just getting the news out and doing chart breakdowns. You know what I mean? So that's what I have been focusing on for the last several for a while now. Yeah, that's what I really haven't even did trade videos like I was doing them before. So I'll think about that. I'll think about it.
Okay, okay.
All right. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
All right, cool. All right, you guys. So we're going to wrap it up for today. If this class was helpful to you, please type a 300 in the box. I just want to make sure that we are doing some good content work when we meet together so that you guys can kind of, get a feel on what the markets are looking like and different things like that. But don't tell me, oh my God. Oh, geez. Oh my goodness. This one is bothering me. See, look at all that good money that I'm piled up in that thing. Let me just put it on the sexy by itself so you guys can see. Okay. And I'm gonna make this bigger. Look at that. Did I not tell y'all? I told y'all. Look at this trend line. Look at this trend line that comes with sexy. This thing sat right on it. News came through, broke it right back, and this thing. Anyway, all right, you guys have a blessed week, and I will see you next time. And again, if you want to join the copycat, like I said, we are up over 200 pips on closed trades. We do have some trades that's still running. So if you're just tired of trading and you want to just let somebody else do it, we are here to help you. Just let us know. Just go ahead and join the copycat and we're good to go. All right, you guys. If you want manual signals where you just want to do it manually on your own, go ahead and do that. And by the way, Ms. Jenny had released a whole lot of new indicators that is free to the members. Harmonic systems. It's like 6 or 7. Donna, do you remember how many different trading systems it is? Hold on, why is my thing moving? Let me tell it to stop. Okay, there. All right, Donna, do you know how many it was? I think it's like now 6 or 7 free indicators that come with the signal service membership. Because Jenny just put a whole bunch of them out there. Anybody know how many it is that comes with the membership now? I'm not sure. Okay. Either way it goes, y'all can check it out. And my mouse is tripping. Yeah, William said a lot. Yep. Yeah, so there's a lot. That's a good number, William. Thank you. So there's a lot of new indicators that she built, and they are released, and they are free and open to the public for all of those members in the Signal service. So if you want to do that, and she teaches classes, two live classes a week in the Signal service. So that's also available. Then Dr. Elvis sends out trades, which he smashed it on GU. Oh my God, he killed it. EU and GU, man, those are bangers. So if you want to do that and you want manual signals so that you can kind of look at it beforehand, plus attend Miss Jenny's classes, plus have access to all the trading tools that are in there, then that's the Signal service. So you can do that one as well. Okay, you guys. All right, peace and hair grease. I'm out. Thank you very much for your attendance. If my mouse will cooperate, and let me go ahead and end it. All right, come on.